AITA for refusing to apologize to my sister after a major argument over our mother's funeral arrangements. My sister and I have always had a complicated relationship. Growing up, we were close but also very competitive. She is 3 years older than me and tends to be more traditional and controlling, while I've always been more laid back and open-minded. Over the years, our relationship became more strained due to various personal disagreements, but we managed to keep a semblance of peace for the sake of our aging mother. Our mother passed away about 3 months ago after a long illness. It was hard on both of us, but particularly difficult for my sister, who was her primary caretaker. When she passed, I flew in from across the country to be with my family during the funeral and the aftermath. That's when things really blew up. The trouble started with the funeral arrangements. My sister insisted that everything be done according to our mother's traditional cultural customs, which she was very passionate about honoring. She made all the decisions without consulting me or involving me in the process. She chose the funeral home, the coffin, the flowers, and even the dress code for attendees. I didn't voice any objections at the time because I wanted to avoid conflict during such a painful time, but deep down, I felt excluded and hurt. After the funeral, I suggested that maybe we could hold a more informal gathering for close friends and family who didn't attend the ceremony, where people could share memories and stories in a more relaxed setting. I thought it would be a good way to celebrate our mother's life in a way that reflected her personality: warm, funny, and unconventional. My sister immediately shut down the idea. She said it was disrespectful to have anything less formal and that the official funeral was enough. She accused me of trying to make it about myself and undermine the family's values. I tried to explain that I just wanted to create space for different people to grieve, but she wouldn't listen. Our conversation quickly escalated into a shouting match, with both of us airing old grievances and accusing each other of being selfish. After that, I decided to back off and give her space to handle the estate and all the practical matters. But then, a few weeks later, I found out through other relatives that my sister had told people I was difficult and disrespectful and implied that I didn't care about our mother's wishes or our family's traditions. That really stung because I had been doing my best to support her and keep the peace. At this point, I tried reaching out to my sister to clear the air and apologize if I had hurt her feelings, even though I didn't think I was in the wrong. I wanted to salvage whatever relationship we had left. She responded coldly and said she didn't want to talk until I acknowledged my mistakes and showed respect for the family's decisions. I told her that I wasn't going to apologize just to smooth things over when I felt I was being unfairly blamed, and that if she wanted to talk, it would have to be a real conversation, not demands. Since then, she's basically cut me out of all family communications and has told our other relatives not to mention me or include me in any events. I feel devastated and confused. I don't want to lose my sister, but I also don't want to apologize for standing up for what I thought was right or for trying to have an honest conversation. So, Reddit, AITA for refusing to apologize to my sister after the fight over our mother's funeral arrangements? Or should I just swallow my pride and make peace, even if it feels unfair? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the content grow and motivates me to create even more great videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. By the way, I'm curious, when do you usually watch my videos? While working, studying, or just relaxing at home? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support. AITA for refusing to apologize to my sister for ruining her wedding day, even though it caused a huge family feud. This all started about a month ago at my sister's wedding. I'm 28F, and my sister is 30F. We have always had a complicated relationship. She's very controlling and expects everything to go her way, while I tend to be more laid back and blunt. Our family tends to back her up because she's the oldest, and I'm usually the one they see as the rebellious sibling. When my sister got engaged, she immediately started planning this huge, expensive wedding with a ton of strict rules. The guest list was massive, but there were tons of people from her work and my parents' friends that I barely know. I wasn't thrilled, but I didn't say much because it's her day, right? The thing is, she asked me to be maid of honor, which I accepted mostly because I didn't want to rock the boat. The drama started about 2 weeks before the wedding. My sister had a very strict dress code for the bridal party. She picked a style and color for the bridesmaids' dresses that I absolutely hated. It was one of those ultra-tight, strapless, bright red satin dresses that I knew would be uncomfortable and look awful on me. I told her politely that I wasn't comfortable wearing that dress, but she insisted it was non-negotiable. She said, "It's my wedding. You'll wear what I say or you won't be in the wedding party." I tried to compromise by offering to buy a different style in the same color, but she refused. On top of that, she wanted all the bridesmaids to wear matching shoes, accessories, and hairstyles done by the same stylist. The shoes were these ridiculously high heels that I haven't worn since high school. I was already nervous about the whole event, and this just added to my stress. Fast forward to the wedding day. I showed up in the dress and the shoes she picked out, but about an hour before the ceremony, I started feeling lightheaded and nauseous. I had been dealing with some health issues recently, nothing serious but related to my heart and blood pressure, and the tight dress and heels were making me dizzy. I told my sister I needed to sit down and get some water. She snapped at me in front of everyone, saying, "You're being dramatic and ruining the mood. Get it together." I tried to shake it off, but during the ceremony, I fainted right as she was about to say her vows. I don't remember much, but people said I hit my head when I went down, and the whole ceremony got stopped. My sister was furious. She said it was the worst thing that could have happened, and she blamed me for ruining her day. She was yelling at me in front of all the guests, calling me selfish and irresponsible. I ended up in the hospital for a few hours, and my parents were really mad at me for causing such a scene. My sister's husband and the wedding coordinator came to check on me, but the tension was unbearable. Since then, my sister hasn't spoken to me. She told my parents she wants nothing to do with me and that I need to apologize for my behavior if I want any kind of relationship. I don't think I owe her an apology because I was genuinely unwell and the dress code was ridiculous for someone with my health issues. I even offered to wear something else that was more comfortable, but she refused. My parents are upset with me because they think I should have pushed through it or at least apologized to smooth things over. They say weddings are stressful, and I should have been more considerate of my sister's feelings. My friends are divided. Some say I should apologize just to keep the peace, while others say my sister was unreasonable and I have no obligation to say sorry for fainting. I'm just really hurt because this was a medical situation, not some act of defiance. I feel like I'm being punished for something beyond my control. But at the same time, I hate that my relationship with my family is fractured over this. So, AITA for refusing to apologize to my sister for ruining her wedding day when I actually had a medical emergency caused in part by her demands?